South Africa, to another yet exciting episode of Mdihub Tech Talks. And today, if you're wondering if the future of virtual reality is already in South Africa, Skawar, it's already here. And today, I've brought you a VR team from MDI Hub. These guys are experts in this game, and we're about to dive deep into what is virtual reality, and you've got your Weisenhammer, man. These are the future CEOs. This is the minds behind the brains. I want to know, how did Mita do it? So if I've got a young team of men doing it, now's the time. And if you are interested, this is the place. So let's get into it. Gentlemen, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr.
Yeah, gents. Yeah, it's fun. It's fun times. So VR, you guys are experts in that thing. So who are you guys? How did you find yourself in the VR space?
Basically, let me thank everyone for watching the podcast. Also, thank everyone who's behind the scenes for all their amazing work behind the camera. So, we are now speaking to Sireleto Selimela. I'm a VR developer and a software developer. So, I got into VR when I got into MDI Hub. So I got into VR when I got into the hub. So traditionally I'm a software developer. So now I'm doing VR now. I develop VR full time.
Okay. And you
So,
also?
Again, thank you, Mr. M, for having us.
What's up?
My name is Letokondolo Matlabe. I go by Tlobi, but you can just call me L for the rest of the episode.
It's cool.
So, my background, I'm a software developer by nature.
Okay.
I did a bit of VR back in Rustenburg when I was still at ODT college. I used to do VR on the side. I applied to India Hub, and then here I am.
All right, gents. I didn't even know what virtual reality was before I came to the hub. So let people know, what is VR, what is it about, what do you do?
So basically VR it's gonna be recreating real life things, maybe buildings, educational content, something that you can access in real life. You can recreate it in a computerized environment where you can access it via a virtual reality headset.
Oh, so it's not just games.
Yeah, it's not that big. It's
Ah.
a lot of things. Yeah.
Okay.
So, and just to add on what you were just touching on,
Mm.
VR mostly focuses on 3D animation. So mostly
Okay.
model 3D characters. We create digitalized environment for different industries. So currently we're working online with different companies. We partnered with other companies like Botswana. So yeah, that's basically what VR is. It's a digitalized environment where people can interact with different scenes, different scenarios in digital world.
Oh, actually, now that you're talking about it, the first time I was introduced to VR, it was this guy explaining how you can create a whole new world in there. And in fact, people are actually worried that people are going to be in their chairs all day doing VR. Is that not something you're worried about in the future? That people are just going to be stuck there all day just in VR, playing games, doing whatever simulations there are? Or you guys more focused on industrialized VR things?
And see, when it comes to situations like these, most people worry that, people are just gonna be sitting down doing VR. But how we like to look at the whole VR and how people actually view it, we look at it from a perspective that currently businesses are struggling with resources. When they are training people, they have limited resources, they also have to buy other resources. So that's why VR can actually help those companies, because instead of actually buying those materials, you can actually develop that scene, that environment, that onboarding process for you in a digital space. Simulated.
Yes.
So in that way, you no longer need to spend money on equipment, on buying other equipment and actually training people. You can actually just buy a VR headset we develop for you, and then you can actually train your people in VR.
Yeah. Okay, that's good. So just we're talking a little bit behind the scenes on Meta and who else? Apple Vision Pro, stuff like that. Are you guys up to date with their technology? Are you implementing the things that they are?
Yeah, but mostly in the hub we are using Meta. So we are mostly using Meta equipment since
Is it? Okay.
they have advanced more in terms of the VR space than the ones of Apple. But even if we haven't given those Apple products a chance when it comes to VR, but if maybe later we can get our hands on those, maybe we can try and use them. But now, in my own opinion, Meta is way far. when
Yeah.
it comes to VR. They are more advanced. They have done the MetaQuest 3 now. They will be doing the MetaQuest 4 headsets. So they will be more advanced than the MetaQuest 3. You can do a lot of things when it comes to VR with the meta environment.
Okay.
But also, I think to add on what he's saying, that
Yeah.
the only reason I believe that Meta is ahead is because Apple actually halted the development of their Apple Vision Pro, which was their version of the Oculus glasses. So I think most people were really scared and concerned about getting into the VR space because they are worried that, oh, if Apple stop developing VR headset, that means, oh, maybe VR is going obsolete
not
or
good
people
enough,
might
yeah.
not use VR.
Okay.
Personally, I believe that VR is going to be big one day. It's going to be
Yeah,
very
yeah.
big. And right now we're actually moving towards that stage because when it comes to tech, when a new computing platform launches, there's two ways in which it launches. The first one is there's the hype around it.
Okay.
So
yeah.
there was a hype around VR. A lot of people were going into VR. Companies were actually developing VR like Apple, like Meta. But right now, that wave has actually slowed down. This is when it's actually real. If you look at it also with AI, right now there's a hype around AI, but there'll come a time whereby people actually get used to AI, and then the hype also reduces. So that's where we are right now with VR. There was a hype around VR, but right now it's slowed down. So most people are worried that, oh, are VR people going to lose their jobs, especially now with AI? People are able to make 3D animations using VR, using AI. But I like to look at it from a perspective that we are through that hype stage. Right now, we're actually where we are supposed to be. So people should actually be worried that, oh, VR won't have jobs. I believe VR is going to be big one day.
Yeah.
So that's my perspective on like the whole thing.
So talking about the hype slowing down and everything, so what do you guys think is the future of virtual reality in South Africa?
So according to me, the way I see things, in the South African market, we have been focused on maybe those things of traditional work in terms of tech, like software developer, cybersecurity, data engineer, data scientist. So VR will provide a future to that niche. We will only not focus on VR based on gaming.
Yeah.
We'll now start to develop our own environment when it comes to VR, our own games. To also give a lot of software developers the run for their money. Because once we start developing real life things that we do with VR, some people are gonna pivot to that train because they will be afraid to be left behind. Because if you look at AI now, it has impacted a lot on those jobs of software development. There is a lot of AIs now, so you can do a lot of things, even if you don't have the knowledge, but you can develop a software. But with VR, you need to understand what you're doing, because not everything goes in VR. Because you look at the quality optimization, motion sickness. Because if you have those Oculus, maybe your movement is like shake and stuff. After 5 minutes, you're gonna wanna vomit and stuff.
Really?
Like
Okay.
the roller coaster, the shows.
Also, like the other games, it like vibrates and stuff like that during the game.
Yeah, they can cause actually
Is
motion
it?
sickness. Yeah.
Ah, okay, okay. You touched into AI. I want to know, brother. So, how is AI impacting your sector at the moment?
And see, right now with AI, especially with the recent developments regarding AI, I personally believe that AI is actually a tool that you should be using in your everyday life to be more
Advanced, yes.
to be more advanced or just perform better at work. So we try to utilize AI to the best of our abilities.
Okay.
So right now, how we usually utilize AI, especially in VR, is that there's something called an MCP server. So an MCP server basically allows you to actually give your AI resources and certain tools that you can utilize in your environment. So MCP basically stands for Model Context Protocol. So like I said, it's basically giving your AI the necessary tools for it to actually develop that scene for you. So unlike the traditional software development whereby you can just ask a question and just tell it to do this, then and the third. With MCP servers, you actually need to connect your AI to the platform that you're using. Right now,
Okay.
more how we utilize in Unity, we use Blender. So those are basically some of the applications that we use to develop VR.
Ah.
So in terms of AI, we're not actually afraid of AI.
Hmm.
Because how I look at people are feeling, oh, yeah, it's gonna take jobs, yeah, it's gonna leave us broke, homeless, and all that. But
Yeah.
that's not how I believe it. How I look at it is, think of it in terms of like mathematicians.
Hmm.
Calculators didn't replace mathematicians. Calculators actually became a tool that mathematicians use to be more productive.
Yeah.
That's what AI is.
Mm.
And I believe AI isn't gonna replace jobs, but people who use AI are gonna replace people who don't use AI.
Yeah. Okay.
That's
If you're already at this part of our video, you might as well just tap the like button, tap the subscribe button. It means a lot. I'm trying to grow my channel. All right. Thank you. So, guys, getting into it again, just looking at this thing, man. So, who's the target market for this thing? Who should buy it? Who is it most useful for? Is it gamers or your businessmen? Who should buy this thing?
Uh, for us, specifically in the hub,
Mm.
we will recommend the business like your
Okay.
universities, your
Oh.
your high-end entities when it comes to electrical, you are supplying electrical services, plumbing services, like
Okay.
those practical companies that use practical to use to render their own services,
So
like
engineers, for example.
engineers,
Yeah.
civil
Yeah.
engineers, plumbers, all of those, even universities. You can recommend them to buy the insurance so that they can recreate
Mm.
a curriculum on the environment to help uh, reduce the cost in terms of like when we are doing electricity, for instance, you will be giving a learner a practical on a circuit break. Then
Okay.
what happens when the learner break the circuit break? Breaks the circuit break. You have to buy another one, and it's a process. You have to go to the procurement office, get all that thing approved. Then you have to buy again. Then if the learner can recreate the very same environment on a VR,
Mm.
keep on bending those things, learn how to avoid those mistakes. Also, the safety part, also, you can recommend a lot of organizations to use this in terms of safety.
It is.
Like even those guys that clean windows, like
Mm.
they are very high. Like they should be taught maybe in VR how to tie a knot, how to be safe when they're up there. Because one mistake you're gonna fall down and it's gonna be
Yeah.
the end.
Yeah.
Let people know how exactly can people interact with you guys? Any events or any projects coming up?
Yeah, so we basically have an upcoming event this week on the 26th and the 27th. On
Okay.
the 26th, we have a VR day whereby we'll be showcasing different projects that we worked on VR. So,
Mm.
26th, MDI Hub is the place to be. And then on the 27th, which will be a Saturday, we'll have a game day whereby people can actually come through and then play games. We show them different kind of games. We have FIFA, we have pool, so anyone can just come by and then have a fun time.
Is it? Okay, that's good. That's good. Since we are centered amongst young people, just give young people a little bit of advice. Yeah, no, really. How can they find themselves in the same space or industry as you guys?
So the first advice that I actually give, which contradicts everything that social media says, is actually get a degree. Like
Oh
I
yeah.
believe that degree is actually very important. Then people will say that, oh, just do some online course, go to a boot camp, and then in 6 months to get a job. Personally, I don't believe in like that whole thing.
Okay.
I'm a big advocate of education. So if
Yeah.
you can actually go the education route, get a degree, and then once you get a degree, try to find an internship. If you can do multitask, get an internship while actually doing your degree. Because the fun thing about tech is you can actually work remote. So if you can
Okay.
find an
Okay.
internship or
While studying.
something while studying, then I would suggest that you do that. And
Okay.
also try to build. Okay, let's look in terms of like social development, because if you're gonna get into VR, that actually needs like a lot of budget. You need to buy like Oculus glasses and all that. But one way that you can actually get into VR is through software development, because they
Okay.
two actually coexist. So if
Mm.
you can get into software development, then you can get into easy to transition into VR.
Into VR.
So the first step would be actually getting your college degree, your university degree, and then after that, maybe get an internship or get a small startup if you can, gain experience, and then see where your career takes.
Okay. Okay. You said get a degree. You touched into software. So what degree is this? They must get a software degree. Or
Yeah,
which
computer
one?
science.
Computer science, information
Computer
systems.
science,
Yeah.
information systems. Okay. Guys heard that. Study, go get your degrees.
Yeah.
It's very, very necessary. Okay, last but not least, gentlemen, how can people get into contact with you guys? Your socials, drop it to the people. Let's hear it.
You can check me out on my I have a TikTok. My TikTok is @thinkencook_SA. You can check me on LinkedIn, Tshireletso Selemela. You can also visit my website, which is my own portfolio, tshireletsoselemela.co.za. Or you can just search Tshireletso Selemela on Google, then my website will appear first, then you just click it, then all the details will be there.
Sweet boss. And you?
Yeah, you can get in contact with me through LinkedIn, Matabi. I repeat, Matabi. And then you can really check me on my portfolio, toriMatabi.co.za.
Okay.
Yeah.
Otherwise, gents, this is a very impactful conversation. Thank you for joining us today, right?